How's it going, everyone? It is Draga. We're back with another chapter of Fairy Tale 100-Year Quest. Chapter 146, Desire for Peace. And the cover page for this chapter has Wendy and Carla running a marathon on it. The one thing I kind of love is that Wendy's outfit has the Fairy Tale Guild logo on it. I think that's kind of cool that they have clothing that, some of their members have that have the logo on it. We obviously haven't had a cover with these two on it, and I don't even know how long, but I think it's kind of a cute cover with them. I think people could get a little weird with it, but I think it's kind of cool to see it. We pick up the chapter in the same place we left off with Urza in her fight against the Signaro sisters, with her having defeated one and the other one requipping. And it turns out that her requip isn't really a requip, she just used alchemy to make the armor and sword. And I pretty much called that. I even said that last chapter that, she probably doesn't fully have requip and it could just be an alchemy, and sure enough it is. And kind of just looking at the two clashing here, it is very similar to Urza's Heaven's Wheel armor here, because she kind of looks like more angel-esque, and then that looks more like demon-esque. The two clash swords and they kind of get back and forth, blows on each other, which has Urza requip into her black wing armor, which even blitzing her and, striking her with the sword doesn't particularly seem to do much. And they even both give each other compliments that they're both good with swords, and the battle continues once again with them just kind of, clashing blades and kind of getting different blows on each other. Even at one point, fighting up a mountain, it looks like, and even doing little somersaults. And quite literally, she turns that armor into the dark version of Heaven's Wheel, because she just makes a ton of black swords and sends them towards Urza, which I'm sure she's like, you're not allowed to do that, that's my attack. Which Urza dodges pretty easily, to be honest, but it causes a giant explosion, which she jumps out of the explosion, and when she jumps out of the explosion, she gets attacked. And with that attack, it just completely destroys her Blackwing armor. And low-key actually kind of thought this was gonna be a different fight, that they were actually gonna have Urza lose this one. And just as you think that, Urza's done, she's on the ground, armor destroyed, the enemy is won. Turns out she actually destroyed her armor as well. And even Urza's kind of laughing about it, haha, we got each other. And with both their armors destroyed, they basically just decide to start talking to each other, which has Urza ask, you're in Goldell, you have this, dragon god kind of at the head of it, what are you even planning? And they want to alchemize history, going back and killing all the dragons to, potentially have world peace. And in order to do that, they needed to complete Athena, which even Urza points out, well, even if you did kill, every single one, you still have the, dragon god Vernus that, is, the head of your guild. Which I definitely think that they're kind of misleading her, saying, we're gonna go kill all the dragons and world peace will be achieved, but it's secretly this dragon god's will to, beat the sole dragon survivor. She's talking to the wrong person here, because she's Acnologia, he caused so much death and destruction, and we don't want that to happen again. And quite literally, you're talking to someone that was part of the team that defeated Acnologia. And with that, Urza's basically just had enough. She's cool speech, but, you hurt my friends, and it's time to die. Urza changed into her clear heart armor, and she's getting ready to, strike. I genuinely do like her little speech here about, even in the name of world peace, if you hurt my friends, I'll cut you down without even the slightest hesitation. That her friends are what gives her peace, and with that you get a very cool panel of her just absolutely slaughtering her. There's some more detail here, because there's some face detail, and there's kind of an explosion. And with that, both of the Signaro sisters are finally defeated. The world starts kind of crumbling around Urza, and the world alchemy is finally undone. And with that being undone, you get Urza regrouping with Jalal, Gray, Lucy, Rogue, and Frosh. And they're just kind of all trying to figure out what the heck's going on. But as they're trying to figure out what's going on, you get Duke showing up, and he just defeated Natsu. And with that, it is the end of our chapter. So my thoughts. I think it was such a bummer to defeat Natsu off screen. I mean, yes, he was way over his head in fighting Duke completely by himself, and you don't really know what happened to Athena or Wendy. For at least Natsu, I don't know how much I love that you defeated him off screen. And out of all the people that should have been defeated this chapter, I really feel like Urza probably should have, especially with how she was on the ground, like, you know, with her armor destroyed, she kind of looked beaten. Obviously, you've had Natsu have tough times in fights before where he probably wasn't going to win, but then he gets someone to help him. And this is one of those kind of rare instances where Natsu just gets absolutely pulverized, and I really wish you would have saw it to see how he got defeated, and presumably right now he doesn't have his Fire Dragon Slayer magic. So the second version of Athena is probably even stronger now, which that is a major problem if it has Rogue, Natsu, and Wendy's magic now. In a way, I kind of feel like we need more people defeated, because sometimes, like particularly with Urza and stuff, you get way too many wins for them. Overall, I think Urza kind of won her fight pretty easily for facing opponents that she literally knows nothing about their power, and it is a bummer that Natsu lost pretty darn easily off screen. Leave your guys' thoughts on the chapter in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and this is Drago, signing out.